executor, because I am not exposing my family to the risk of the fallout from the fact that you don't want to have a proper plan in place. What do you think that business owner is going to do now? The most trusted and respected individual in his life. You think he's going to go to plan B and say, no, reckless is the way to go? No. He's going to say, all right, maybe you're right. And boom, we move that client who has not been willing to engage with us in this conversation for 20 years, suddenly wants to get it done. He wants to fix it. He doesn't want to wait till Monday. See how it changes everything? Chasing testators versus advising executors. The testators have a don't know, don't care, don't want to talk about it. The executors want to minimize challenges of taxation, illiquidity, inequality, grief, stress, risk, and litigation. How's that for a job description? Makes my stomach tighten up just reading that out to you. That's motivation, isn't it? They have a vested interest in facilitating discussions, obviously. They have legal and moral responsibilities. They are the most trusted and influential people. They want to talk to us. Their sibling heirs will listen to them, and their testator parent will listen to them as well. They will bring their testator parents to your office. This is the opportunity that we're completely missing. We're spinning our wheels, wasting all this energy on completely the wrong people in the estate planning process. You want to follow the money trail. It starts with the testators, flows through the executors, and then out to all those heirs. With the testators, we're looking at estate preparation, asset consolidation, moving non-registered funds to seg funds, estate risk analysis, estate liquidity analysis, and permanent life insurance. All that great stuff that we can be doing for them. With the executors, executor advising, risk mitigation. One of the most important elements to them is their personal risk. Relationship building, understanding the other assets and referrals to other CEAs. We're in an incredible position to give out referrals, unlike any form of business that you've been in the past. And we got an overlap here. Next, we have introduction from executors for the heirs. Lump sum management. Most Canadians only receive a tax-free lump sum once or twice in their lives. How they manage that is going to be absolutely critical for the rest of their lives. We need to do that properly. We recognize that need to do it properly, and that gives us a heads-up advantage every time over somebody else who's whispering in their ear simply about returns. Debt analysis. I always tell people, how do you earn 40% guaranteed basis in this country? Everybody knows you can't get a 40% return. It's like, yeah, you can, because you pay your credit cards with after-tax money. So if you make a payment on a 25% credit card, you just got a guaranteed rate of 40%. So we need to talk about debt analysis. And when we do that, we gain credibility, and we can start to move forward in terms of managing the rest of the assets. Opening an accounts for transfer. We don't want the executor writing checks. Who knows where they're going to go? We want to manage that process, and we've earned it. And then estate preparation for those folks. So we begin with estate preparation, and that arrow line is supposed to be around estate preparation again. It's a continuous cycle. That's my point. This is not a one-time event. This is the gift that keeps on giving. There is work to do at every level. And some of these people become different levels. I may be an heir one day, and then I become appointed executor. And then I realize, wow, this is a nightmare. I better start thinking my own plan. And now I become a testator. And it goes on and on and on. Business opportunities that add tangible value, estate risk assessment, and asset consolidation to simplify the process and minimize personal risk for the executor. Pointing out that we don't want the executor to have to chase assets all over the place. If you're looking for the estate risk assessment, it's really easy. It's for our members on their tools and resources. It takes you 5 minutes. And you can flush out and identify whether there's going to be a problem or not. And that can lead to discussions such as, should they have executor insurance? And failing that, should they not even be the executor? Or should we assign a corporate executor as a co-executor to help them? We can flush out all those things and identify some of the problem areas. Removing duplication, excessive correlation, excessive fees, and minimizing probate fees. Name beneficiaries for RRSPs, RIFs, and TFSAs. How many financial advisors are doing that right now? And if they're not doing it, that spells an opportunity for us. Another big one, think about the billions and billions of dollars in non-registered assets in this country that don't have named beneficiary status. And we can move those into seg funds. And when we do that, we're going to bypass the estate and we're going to make the executor's job much more simplified and much safer. Why didn't my financial advisor tell me about segregated funds? Unbelievable opportunity. Successor ownership of RESPs for grandchildren to avoid unwinding and the requisite return of all government bonuses. Most people think as long as I've got a beneficiary on the RESPs, it's fine. But the beneficiary is the student who's going to benefit from it. On death, they don't get the money as a beneficiary. You need to have a subsequent owner. How many financial advisors have got that wrong? And again, raising issues that are important, because when we're talking about testators, who do they own RESPs on? Their grandchildren. You think they don't care about their grandchildren? Boy, we're talking the heart and soul now, I can tell you. Facilitating financial planning for the heirs to maximize benefits for children and grandchildren. The parents are worried that the kids who are spendthrifts are going to blow it all. They want to know that there's a plan in place. They're interested in having a financial plan. They want to know that those kids are well insured to take care of their grandchildren and so forth. We've got all this motivation going on. Estate liquidity analysis and reallocation of funds to tax-free life insurance to ensure funds for taxes and fees. That client you have who says, I don't like needles, wait till her daughter is saying, Mom, look at the math. Seriously? It's a prick. This makes sense. Let's do this. The objections that we have to accept, their children will not. Reallocation of bequests to ensure bequests to avoid risk to the executor, expedite donations, and maximize gifts. Here's an example. Bruce is named executor for his parents. He's discovered a bequest when reviewing their wills, leaving $100,000 to the local hospital. He is worried about taxes, wants to find a better solution. Bruce has a liquidity problem. Do his parents have a liquidity problem? No. If we go talk to them about their liquidity problem because of this bequest? No. I don't need a car. They're not going to talk to us for 1 second about this. Bruce is the guy who's got the liquidity problem. Bruce is the guy we need to talk to. It starts there. It's just about the conversation. He says, I'm going to need about $200,000 for taxes. The tax credit for the donation will be worth about $50,000, so I'll have to find another $150,000. Can the numbers be reversed? Can you get me a credit for $150,000 and I only have to find $50,000? That's a nice challenge to have. Well, the numbers can be reversed because we can transfer the funds to an insured bequest. The tax credit on death will be $150,000. Bruce will only have to find $50,000. His liquidity problem is solved. And as a result, his parents' legacy has been tripled to $300,000. What did we just do there? We moved that $100,000. We recognized that is not the face value of a policy we're looking for. That is the premium. Because that $100,000 is available. It's a bequest. It's sitting in a bank account. So we simply move that $100,000 into a life insurance policy, joint last. We're not going to have a problem getting $300,000 death benefit. We name the charity as beneficiary. It bypasses the estate. We've tripled it, and we've solved Bruce's problem for the taxes. The hospital will receive a donation 3 times larger, a much greater legacy for his parents. And because the donation is outside of the estate, they'll receive the gift within weeks instead of years. You go to a CHEP conference and you're going to hear all kinds of talk about litigation because they're worried about executors handling, quote unquote, their money. And I recently consulted on a case with $12 million going to charities. Fortunately, I was in touch before the will was signed. He would have died intestate. The charities would have got nothing, by the way. And through the process, and the executor continues to follow up with me, telling me about all the different reactions he's getting from the charities as he's dispensing these millions. It's quite fascinating. Bypassing the estate is by far the best thing. It's in their interest. They want to do this. Who can do it? You can. The number of bequests in Canadian wills known to charities is 200,000. they can engage with those people and try to move the bequests into other structured gifts. The number that is not known to the Canadian Charities is 2.3 million. So who can find them? Are the lawyers looking for those? Are the accountants? Are the funeral directors? Are realtors? No, that's us. It's up to us to find them. We're talking about 2.5 million pockets of money, just like Bruce's situation. Pockets of premium. Buckets. Remember what I said earlier? How do you make money in this space? You put a wheelbarrow outside and wait for it. These are the easiest sales you're ever going to find. I've discovered many times that when Canadians have enough money that they don't need insurance, conversations often shut down. They say, there's enough money there to pay the taxes. Why wouldn't we pay the taxes? I don't need life insurance. It's a source of pride. I've been successful in my life. I don't need life insurance. And in many cases, we're stymied. This is the note that moves us forward. Would you like to send this note? Dear CRA, we know you were counting on $1 million in taxes from our estates. This is just a courtesy note to say you won't be getting a dime to waste on excessive government spending. We've exercised our taxpayer right to pay a little less, a little sooner. As a result, instead of you receiving $1 million, the Canadian Cancer Foundation will receive $2 million with our direction for every cent to go toward research for children's cancer treatment. This is very garbled, but basically what it's saying, sorry CRA, but tough luck. And it points out that in that example, it was approximately $800,000 of total premium, so less than $1 million that they would have paid in taxes, but it wiped out their tax bill while creating a $2 million gift. So who would not want to do that? If I've got the $800,000, if I've got the $1 million, and I'm thinking I don't need life insurance, why not simply reallocate some of that, most of it, admittedly, that $1 million? Because now we are creating a $2 million legacy while eliminating the tax bill at the same time. If it's within your means to do something so powerful, why would you not do it? Just because of the source of pride that you don't need life insurance? To this client I say, I completely agree with you don't need life insurance, but I think you should want life insurance, and I think there's a whole lot of sick kids out there that need you to want life insurance. That's where the need is. Again, changing the conversation completely. A lot has changed in the last 20 years or so.